So you're thinking about buying a home in Encinitas, but you're not exactly sure if Encinitas is the right place for you. You're trying to figure out the neighborhoods. What's it even like to live there? Well, in this video, we're gonna break it all down for you. I'm actually gonna hop on the Google map and walk you around a lot of these areas and explain what to really expect when it comes to the things to do, the restaurants, the shopping plazas, what's the real estate like, which neighborhood is gonna be best for you. I'm gonna break all that down and more, so let's get into it. By the way, my name is Nick, and you guys are reaching out all the time, and we love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move in or around San Diego, just shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save a lot of time and just help you make a smooth move to possibly Encinitas if you're watching this video. Now, I've actually grown up in North San Diego, and I've spent so much time in Encinitas. It's hands down one of my favorite cities or towns in all of San Diego County, and it's all for a lot of great reasons. So I want to break that down for you and just help you figure out if Encinitas is the right place for you to call home, because it's got a different vibe than everywhere else. It's got a very super laid back kind of surf vibe. You got a ton of great restaurants, endless options when it comes to great food, and just things to do in outdoor life is just some of the best here in Encinitas. So I want to break all that down, so let's jump in the computer. So you guys can see, to correlation to downtown San Diego and the airport, which is right here, this is where Encinitas is located. So it is in North San Diego, or I should say North County, San Diego. Anything above the 56, this highway right here, is going to be considered North County, San Diego. Now, this is Encinitas. That drive from Encinitas to the airport or downtown San Diego, you're looking at about 25 to 30 minutes with no traffic. If there's traffic, it could take you 45 easily, maybe a little bit more. So just wanted to let you know that could be a con to you if you have to travel very often. I mean, this is a little bit further, but it's a very nice community, as you're about to learn. So everything within this is going to be considered Encinitas. It has a pretty funky little shape to it. I'm going to break it down for you so you can kind of understand the different neighborhoods and the amenities in each of these little areas. Now, what we'll kind of do is we'll start in the north, we'll make our way east, and we'll go down south. So above, the first thing you're going to want to know is north of Encinitas, this is all going to be considered Carlsbad, which is another great location. I have a ton of videos on Carlsbad. If you go just east over here, this is going to take you into San Marcos. Again, another great community. It's not really a beach community like Encinitas or Carlsbad. If you go just to the east and south, you are now in Rancho Santa Fe, which is hands down one of the most expensive places to live in California. And then to the south, you are now going to be in Solana Beach. So you're surrounded by some really good communities. And I think my favorite part about Encinitas is, well, Encinitas is one of my favorite areas in San Diego, but everything that you're surrounded by is great, and it has its own infrastructure there with its own downtowns and a whole different lifestyle. So if you get over Encinitas, hey, head 15 minutes north and go into Carlsbad, or vice versa, go down into Del Mar and Solana Beach. You got so many great options. So this is going to be one of the biggest pros, I think, is just having some great communities around you. Now, let's go ahead and dip into this, because this is going to be Leucadia, pretty much north, and a little bit, actually, Leucadia is going to go over in this zone too, but this is all going to be considered Leucadia, which is a very sleepy surf town, if you ask me. All of Encinitas is kind of like that, but this is even more surfy, and it's just a vibe over here. You got some really good restaurants, especially on Highway 101 right here. This is your main strip that'll take you north and south. And this is where you have all your food. So especially from like La Papagayo or Leucadia Boulevard right here, this is where the train is, or the train intersection. You take this the whole way up, it's all, I'd say a good mile, 2 miles, all shops, bars, restaurants. Guess what? You head south right here, down to Panican, all shops, bars, restaurants again. So plenty of things to do, plenty of great restaurants. I should do a video on just Encinitas restaurants. I mean, Fish 101 is one of my favorite in all of San Diego. La Papagayo is delicious. Nectarine Grove, there is a line there no matter what every single weekend. So you have a ton of options. La Special Norte, great Mexican restaurant. This is what I'm saying, guys. I can go on and on about. Oh, Panican, another one. That's my ADD kicking in. Panican's got some great coffee, and they have this really good raspberry bar that I love there. But you get the gist. That's kind of the vibe over here in Leucadia. A lot of residential, as you can see. This is all residential. This is all residential, and you're going to have a mix between single family detached homes and a lot of condos and townhomes as well. So it depends on your budget and your price, but you got some homes that are on the bluff that have these insanely gorgeous views, or you have stuff across there where you just got a ton of walkability. So if you're looking for walkability, Leucadia is going to be a great fit for you. And you have a ton of beautiful homes over here. It gets a little expensive. We'll talk a little bit about price in a little bit, but I'd say about 2 million all the way up to, 6, 7 million, even 10 million on this bluff over here. So as long as you got a little over 2 million, you should be okay. We should be able to find something. The farmer market right here is every Sunday, and it's at the Paul Ecke School right here, but that's a fun farmer's market to definitely go check out. You have the Encinitas Ranch golf course right here, which if you love golf, this is a really fun golf course. I'm not the best at golf, and it's hard to lose balls there, which I really like. So this is all residential. I'd say, I guess one thing that people always ask about, you have no sidewalks in Leucadia. So obviously on the main strip here, you have sidewalks and some of the commercial areas, but back once you get into these neighborhoods, it's just like older homes that were built in the 70s, 60s, 80s, and there's no sidewalks. So that's just kind of the vibe over here. A lot of people e-biking around. So definitely get an e-bike if you're going to live in Encinitas. You won't have to drive, especially with traffic in the summer. It'll make your life a lot easier. Now, once you get over here and we head a little east, this is going to be one of your biggest shopping centers right here in Encinitas. And you got a Target here. You're going to have a Home Depot. You're going to have a Dick's Sporting Good. I mean, I'd zoom in, but there's just so many places that are going to populate. And then across the street, this is Carlsbad, but you got the Forum, which is a great shopping center, great restaurants. You got an REI, a Walmart. So the shopping is just all over the place here, which is a big pro. Here you go. This is going to be El Camino Real, where you have even more stuff. You have a Home Goods. You got some restaurants. You got a grocery store, all that type of stuff. There's the Trader Joe's. We'll talk about that real quick because everybody, I ask people, I go, what are things you need to be close to? They always say Trader Joe's. So you do have a Trader Joe's that's smack dab in the middle. Let me do a little X on this and we'll zoom out so I can show you. It disappeared, but it's going to be right in this zone. So you can kind of see that it's smack dab in the middle, which is kind of nice. So you have that option as well if you need a Trader Joe's. We talked about Leucadia, and we talk about Village Park. So Village Park was one of the first communities actually built in Encinitas, and it's one of the lower price points. So you can find a single family home over here for about 1.2, 1.3, and then a lot of townhomes and condos, right around 800,000. So this is a great area, close to all the shopping, great schools. Look on greatschools.org, but you'll see that a lot of the schools in Encinitas are rated 7s, 8s, 9s. And then if you're the type of person that likes to have kind of a little bit of space, some acreage from your neighbors, this whole zone here is considered a live-in hang, and it's really just a break off of Rancho Santa Fe. Rancho Santa Fe is like triple the price, and it's all right here, but a live-in hang is going to be a great location if you want kind of that retreat style living. It's all residential back here, some beautiful homes, but it's going to be pricey, about $3, $4, $5, $6 million all back here. I will say you have every walk of life in Encinitas. You're going to have retiring people. You're going to have people that have lived here for their whole entire life. You're going to have young families. You're going to have young professionals. You're going to have everything, and I think that's one of my other favorite aspects of Encinitas is just the community and the walks of life you have there. So that's going to be a live-in hang if you're looking for more of that rural feeling. We'll start to move a little south. Now let's talk actually a little bit about the beaches, because the sad thing about San Diego right now is we're kind of losing our beaches. You have a lot of bluffs, but I would say dredging hasn't been happening for the last couple of years, so we're losing sand on some of these beaches. But usually during summer, it all comes back and we see that sand push back up on the beach. But you have some really gorgeous beaches here. You have Grandview, which is more of like a surf spot. A lot of good surf breaks off of Encinitas. You have Stone Steps. I don't know why that's saying temporarily closed. That beach is definitely wide open. But it sits on a bluff, so you have to walk down some stairs. A lot of these are on bluffs. If you want to go to a beach where you don't have to go downstairs, Moonlight's going to be a good one. You're also going to have, Swami's, you have a staircase to go down there. But you can go to like Santa Leo State Beach, no stairs really, and then Cardiff State Beach down here. So great beach access overall though, some really gorgeous beaches. If you live in Encinitas, chances are beach life is like a big necessity for you. It's really important to you. So it's kind of the feel with that. But let's actually head just south here. And just a quick reminder, as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we love helping you with your real estate needs just a little bit more. So if you have any questions on Encinitas or San Diego, we know these areas like the back of our hand. All of our info is down below if you guys want to reach out. And if you guys are getting any value from this video, please do us a huge favor and hit that like button. It would mean the world to us. Because I want to talk a little bit about the coastal zone, because there is a few neighborhoods here, and hopefully you've watched my Encinitas neighborhood breakdown where I break every neighborhood down by price. Make sure you check that out, it's right here. But you have Leucadia, which is one of the neighborhoods. You're gonna have Olivenhain, which is another neighborhood. You're gonna have kind of just Encinitas proper, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. And then down here, you're going to have Cardiff. They're all very similar, but very, very different, especially what prices, and it depends on what you're looking for, because each area is gonna have different things. Now, let's talk about Encinitas proper. So you heard me talking about Moonlight State Beach, where you don't need stairs, you can kind of park and just go hang out at that beach. But this is gonna be your main downtown area, which is gonna be located right here. I wanna zoom in and really show you this, because the amount of things to do and bars and activities is just out of this world. And you can kind of see there is a lot of residential around. It gets very pricey in this area, like a few million easily, but you can find condos and townhomes and things and have that walkability. So just know that's available, but bring a bigger budget. But right here, something you're gonna wanna pay attention to, and a lot of people kind of goes under the radar, is this is your main train station here for the coaster. And you need to be utilizing the coaster if you live here in San Diego, especially on the coast, because this is just one of the stops. You're gonna have coaster stops all throughout the coast. You're gonna have one in Encinitas. You're gonna have two in Carlsbad. You're gonna have one up in Oceanside. You're gonna have one in Solana Beach. So you can take the coaster to all these different cities. You can even take it all the way to downtown San Diego. And if you wanna do yourself one better, you can take it to downtown and take the trolley to the Mexican border. I've done this many times, and then went and had a day down in Mexico, came back, didn't even have to worry about driving. So super cool bonus that I want you guys to kind of know about and utilize. Take it to the Padres game. It's such a fun time. You'll see so many people getting on at the Encinitas station and literally going down to the game. So it's a lot of fun, but that's in the main downtown area. That's where you're gonna have the Encinitas sign, and just a ton of shops, bars, restaurants. The taco stand's really good. You're gonna have Better Buzz. You got a Modern Times, which is a brewery. Well, it's a tasting room, the Roxy Encinitas. So just wanted to give you guys a feel for this little area in Encinitas proper, the main downtown area. You got beach access all over the place right here, some really pretty viewpoints. Now we're actually gonna go into the Cardiff zone. And oh yeah, if you like pickleball, which a lot of people are seeming to love pickleball lately, I play literally 4 to 5 times a week, sometimes more. You have Bobby Riggs, which is right off of here, right off of Santa Fe Road right here. You can see all the courts right here. So you got about, I think they have like 16 courts. So it used to be all tennis courts. Now it's all pickleball courts. It's always busy there. Great place to go meet people, especially if you're relocating here and looking for some fellow pickleballers. I'll play with you. Just let me know. But let's get out of here. So you saw Encinitas proper. Now the last neighborhood I kind of want to share with you is Cardiff. So this is called Cardiff by the Sea. I'm gonna try to circle as much of it as I can. This can really be considered Cardiff for the most part. A little bit different of a vibe than some of the other areas in Encinitas. And I think until you drive through it yourself and go check it out, you're really not gonna know what I'm talking about. But hopefully some of the B-roll kind of helps you visualize it and understand what this area is like. So this is gonna be more of the downtown area of Cardiff. It's very walkable. You can see all the residential right here, but this is a big hill. So all these are on hills, and it's kind of terraced, these homes. So some have some gorgeous ocean views while others don't, but this is gonna be all residential. You have the Glen Park right here, and then you have the beach. So this is Santa Leo Campgrounds. If you wanna go camping, bring your RV, people do it all the time. And then you have beach access as well, which is great. But this is kind of like what I wanted to show you, was just a little downtown Cardiff by the Sea area. You got the Seaside Market, which is great. It's kind of like your local market here, kind of like a Whole Foods. You got a deli, great deli options. And then over here you have East Coast Pizza, which is like one of my favorite pizza by the slice places. So you have a lot of stuff going on here, and chances are it'll probably be walkable if you live in Cardiff, but it's gonna be a bit pricier here. It's gonna be about $2.5 million and going up. And I'd say overall, you really can't find a single family home in Encinitas unless you have $1.2 million. If you got less than that, don't even bother looking. You're gonna find something you can never find. Even 1.2 is gonna be incredibly difficult. Condos, yeah, you can find condos at like 800,000. So that's kind of the breakdown of Cardiff. And then that'll take you, once you get past Cardiff, you're now in Solana Beach. And this strip right here, super cool. I actually used to work at this restaurant in my early 20s called Las Olas. If you want a good margarita and a sunset, go check this place out. Really, really cool. And then you got the Kraken, which is like a dive bar, kind of a biker bar. Just a really cool vibe here in Encinitas. And, especially on a day like today where it's really sunny out, it's about 68, I think. Good little beach day, especially for a spring day. But that's gonna pretty much be the Encinitas. But let's talk a little bit about the real estate. Let me pull up some stuff for you. So let's talk a little bit about the real estate prices, because this is really gonna dictate if or where you can really live in Encinitas. It's so important that we manage your expectations on this. Now, you can see prices are kind of all over the place from, $695 all the way up to $3.5 million, even almost $4 million. So the median home value right now in Encinitas is about $1.6 million. Now, you can find a condo or a townhome that's gonna be smaller, starting at about $700,000. You won't have many options. Or if you want a detached home like most people, it's going to cost you about 1.2 to 1.3 on the low end, and you will be lucky to find something. So if you have a budget around 1.6 or higher, you will start to see a lot more options. So I wanted to kind of show you, this is everything that's sold in the last 30 days, condos and single family. So you can see, here's one that sold for $2.5 million, 5-bedroom, 2-bath at 2,000 square feet. So about 1,200 a square foot. That's what you're gonna see, a lot of 9 to 1,000 a square foot for your single family homes here in Encinitas. Here's another one that has some ocean views. I'm guessing this is probably a condo, or maybe not, but it sold for $3 million, and it is a 3,000 square foot home, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. Here's another one right on the coast, 3.25, and this was 1,500 square feet. So as we move a little inland, you're gonna see this looks like a fixer. This was off of T-Berry, 1.1 million, 2-bedroom, 1-bath for 830 square feet. So that's pretty pricey right there. Here's one for 1.6, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet. That looks like a really nice home, but the prices kind of jump all over the place, and it depends, again, where you're at. So this is gonna be Village Park in this zone, and this is where more of your affordability is. 1.4 million for a 1,400 square foot house. That's not bad for Encinitas prices. But if you have a bigger budget, obviously 3.75, you're gonna find something gorgeous. Bigger, 3,500 square feet. But I say once you get around 1.6, that's when you're gonna see a lot more options. If you want a townhome, bring about 800, you'll have some options. And obviously if you have $3, $4, $5 million, we can find you something magnificent. You just got to be patient. And guys, remember, we try to lay it all out there in these videos for you guys to help you make the right decision on which area is going to be best for you. And obviously we can't get everything out there in these videos. It would just be way too long. So if there's something we didn't touch base on, feel free to reach out. All of our information is down below, and we'd love to help figure out if Encinitas is the place for you and find that right spot. And of course, if you guys are looking for some other videos that'll be extremely helpful, we got a couple other videos right here that I think you guys will like. I'll see you there.